We now move on to our next section of fundamentals, kicks in general. Our first general kick fundamental states a kick always ends as soon as any player secures possession. This is a fundamental that must be learned as quickly as possible because when kicks ends determines so much during a down involving a kick. Whether it is a scrimmage kick, a punt for example, or a free kick, such as a kickoff, the kick ends when any player gains possession of the ball. Therefore, any action that takes place between the time the ball is kicked and the time the ball is possessed will have occurred during the kick. This action during a kick is a loose ball play for penalty enforcement purposes. And remember team possession? Until a kick ends, any player gains possession in other words, the kicking team retains team possession. If an R player is then one to possess it, then team possession has changed. The implications of this fundamental. If a player musts the kick into R's end zone, it is a touchback. If a foul occurs during a kick, but prior to a player securing possession, the foul would have occurred during a loose ball play. If a foul occurs during a down in which a kick is involved, but after a player gains possession, the foul would have occurred during a running play. Any kick that is not a scoring attempt is dead when it crosses the plane of R's goal line. Much more on this later on. Our next general kicks fundamental states, any R player may catch or recover a kick and advance unless a valid or invalid fair catch signal has been given by any R player. This fundamental covers both scrimmage and free kicks. Any R player may catch or recover any kick anywhere on the field in advance. The only time they can advance the ball is if any R player has given either a valid or invalid fair catch signal. That valid or invalid fair catch signal during either a scrimmage or free kick can be given by any R player anywhere on the field. So R can catch or recover a scrimmage kick anywhere on the field in advance, whether it is beyond, in, or behind the neutral zone. Same for a free kick. The implications of this fundamental. It does not matter where R catches or recovers the kick. They can always advance it. It doesn't matter who or where an R player gives a valid or invalid fair catch signal. Any signal causes the ball to become dead as soon as the ball is possessed. You must know what a valid and invalid fair catch signal is. Both signals cause the ball to become dead immediately upon possession by R, but an invalid signal does not result in a fair catch. From a mechanics standpoint, every official must be on the lookout for an R player giving a valid or invalid fair catch signal. Don't watch the ball. Maintain coverage of all players in your area of responsibility. Our next general kicks fundamental states, if a legal kick is caught in or beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line on a free kick, and beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line on a scrimmage kick, by a receiver after he has signaled for a fair catch, it is a fair catch and the ball becomes dead as soon as it is caught. The keys to this fundamental are where the legal kick is caught, the legality of the kick, and the fact that the kick must be caught. There are some things to remember about fair catches and fair catch signals. For one, any R can give a valid or invalid fair catch signal anywhere on the field. 2, the ball becomes dead immediately upon possession by any player after a valid or invalid fair catch signal is given by any R player. Next, a player giving a valid fair catch signal is afforded protection in certain parts of the field, but may not advance the ball. Finally, a fair catch by R comes with certain options, mainly the opportunity to kick a field goal from the dead ball spot for 3 points. For a scrimmage kick, R must catch the kick, possess the ball before it hits the ground, in other words, either in or beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line. If R catches a kick behind the neutral zone after any R player gives a valid or invalid fair catch signal, the ball is dead, but it is not considered to be a fair catch. Further, no R player is afforded protection behind the neutral zone because K may legally possess the kick behind the neutral zone, and therefore can block R away from the ball in order to gain possession. During a free kick, K may signal for a fair catch both in the neutral zone and beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line. Again, only the player giving a valid fair catch signal is granted protection. If a valid or invalid fair catch signal is given by any R player, the ball is dead immediately upon possession by any player. But it is not a fair catch unless the kick is caught and the receiver catching the kick has given a valid fair catch signal. The implications of this fundamental. There can be no fair catch of an illegal kick. Illegal kicks are treated as fumbles. If an illegal kick is caught or recovered, the ball remains live, even if a valid or invalid fair catch signal is given. R is not afforded any protection during an illegal kick, as K may legally possess the kick. If any R player gives an invalid fair catch signal, the ball is dead immediately upon possession, but the receiver is not afforded protection, and R may not elect to kick a field goal. Only the receiver who gives a valid fair catch signal is afforded protection, and only after a valid fair catch signal may R elect to kick for 3 points. R is granted a fair catch only if they give a valid fair catch signal, possess the kick in flight, and make the catch in or beyond the neutral zone, depending on the type of kick. Upon being granted a fair catch, R may elect to kick a field goal for 3 points or put the ball in play by snap. If they elect to kick, the kick is considered a free kick, and normal free kick rules apply. The only difference is that if the free kick goes through the uprights, it is 3 points for R. Our next general kick fundamental states, a fair catch may be made of any free kick which is in or beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line, or a scrimmage kick which is beyond the neutral zone to R's goal. This continues the discussion on fair catches. By a fair catch, we mean a catch that becomes dead immediately upon possession of any player, and which R is granted the option of either kicking the ball from the dead ball spot for 3 points, or putting the ball in play from the dead ball spot by snap. During a fair catch, an R player who gives a valid fair catch signal is afforded protection from being blocked while the kick is in the air, in exchange for not being able to advance the ball after he gains possession. He is only afforded protection on a scrimmage kick beyond the neutral zone, however. Since K can legally catch or recover a scrimmage kick behind the neutral zone, they are free to block or ward off any R player in that part of the field. And what makes a catch of a free kick a quote fair catch is catching the kick in or beyond the neutral zone on a free kick, or in or beyond the neutral zone on a scrimmage kick. A quote fair catch can only result if the kick is caught in these respective parts of the field, and only if a valid fair catch signal is given by any R player. During a scrimmage kick, R can only make a fair catch in or beyond the neutral zone. During a free kick, R can make a fair catch in or beyond the neutral zone. The implications of this fundamental. R is not afforded any protection behind the neutral zone on a scrimmage kick, even if a valid fair catch signal is given. This is due to the fact that K may legally possess the ball behind the neutral zone and may therefore block R in order to gain possession. The ball does become dead upon possession in those parts of the field where a fair catch cannot be made. It's just that it's not a fair catch, a catch with benefits in other words, that allows for protection. Our next general kick fundamental states, any kick which is not a scoring attempt becomes dead when it breaks the plane of R's goal line. This fundamental, paired with when kicks end, forms the basis for kicks in high school football. First of all, what are the kicks that are scoring attempts? Well, those are field goals, which is a scrimmage kick, and free kicks after a fair catch or awarded fair catch. Those are free kicks. All other kicks, kickoffs and punts namely, are non-scoring attempts. When all non-scoring kicks cross the front plane of ours goal line, the ball is dead immediately, and the result of the play is a touchback. It doesn't matter how the ball got into the end zone. If the kick crosses the plane of the goal line, the ball is dead. It is crucial to understand when kicks end in order to rule on this correctly. As we know, all kicks end when a player gains possession of the ball or it becomes dead by rule. If a kick is muffed into the end zone, it's a touchback. If a kick is batted into the end zone, it's a touchback, along with a foul for illegal batting, most likely. If a kick is illegally kicked into the end zone, it's a touchback, along with likely a foul for illegal kicking. The implications of this fundamental. If a ball is fumbled into the end zone during a down in which a legal kick took place, it is not automatically a touchback, and the ball is not dead immediately. This is because the kick has ended when the player gained possession of the ball, and normal scrimmage rules apply thereafter. Knowing if the kick has ended or not will allow you to rule on a touchback immediately. If the kick has not yet ended, then once the ball crosses the plane of ours goal line, the ball is dead and you have a touchback. There is no need to wait for anything else. When ruling on a touchback, it is the position of the ball and not the position of any player touching that ball that determines whether or not the ball has crossed the plane of the goal line and you have a touchback. If a player standing on the goal line touches a ball lying on the 1 yard line, the ball has not crossed the front plane of the goal line and remains live. Our next general kick fundamental is a long one. It says, no kick may legally be batted unless it is an attempt to block the kick in or behind the neutral zone, or if a grounded scrimmage kick which is beyond the neutral zone is batted by K toward his own goal line, or if a scrimmage kick in flight beyond the neutral zone is batted by K toward his own goal line, or caught by K when no player of R is in position to catch the ball. Oof. It's a lot of verbiage, but relatively simple to understand when we break it down. First, what is batting? Batting is the intentional striking of the ball with a hand or arm. So when can a kick be batted legally? First, R can bat a legal kick if they do so in or behind the neutral zone in an attempt to block the kick. This means that once the ball is free after being blocked, no player may bat the kick if it is in or behind the neutral zone. We know that it is still a kick after it is blocked and until any player gains possession, but the legal batting exception does not apply in or behind the neutral zone after the kick is blocked. K can bat a legal scrimmage kick in two situations. The first is a scrimmage kick that is grounded beyond the neutral zone and batted backwards towards their own goal line. The other time K can bat a legal scrimmage kick is when the kick is in flight beyond the neutral zone. They bat it backwards towards their own goal line, and there is no R player in position to catch the kick. Also, K can actually catch the kick if there's no R players in position to catch the ball. If the legally batted kick or legally caught kick is in flight, the spot of the batting/catching indicates the spot of first touching. K is allowed to legally bat the ball in these situations in order to keep the ball from advancing down the field without requiring them to actually possess it. The implications of this fundamental. K cannot legally bat a free kick at any time. K cannot bat a grounded scrimmage kick or legal scrimmage kick in flight forward toward R's goal line. This would be a foul for illegal batting. You should have a beanbag at the spot of any batting by K of a grounded scrimmage kick. It identifies the spot of first touching and is a spot R could next put the ball in play. And our last general kick fundamental says, first touching of a kick by K is always ignored if the penalty is accepted for a foul during a down. During a kick, R typically has the choice of next putting the ball in play from any spot of first touching by K. First touching occurs when K is the first to touch a free kick before it has gone 10 yards and before it is touched in the neutral zone by R, and when K is the first to touch a scrimmage kick beyond the neutral zone before it is touched there by R. All things being equal, R can always take the ball for a new series at any spot of first touching, or they can take the results of the play. For example, they can take the ball at the spot of any first touching if they catch or recover the kick after K touches it and then run backwards for 40 yards and are downed. Or they can take the ball at any spot of first touching if they recover the ball after it is touched first by K and then fumble and lose possession of the ball during the return. However, if the penalty is accepted for any foul that occurs during the down, R cannot take the ball at the spot of any first touching. This applies to fouls by both K and R. If the penalty for a foul during the down is accepted, R cannot take the ball at a spot of first touching. This rule is in place to keep R from having the ability to stack the penalty enforcement on top of a spot of first touching. They would have to take either or. Either decline the penalty and take the spot of first touching, or accept the penalty and replay the down, or put the ball in play from the succeeding spot after normal penalty enforcement. It also gives K the ability to accept a penalty for a non-PSK foul and not allow R to retain the ball at any spot of first touching. The implications of this fundamental: you must mark the spot of every first touching, as R has the choice of any spot of first touching in which to put the ball in play, assuming, of course, no penalty is accepted.